Today, I will summarize the book called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, which is one of my favorite books when I was a student, in my opinion. The most interesting part of the book is that it talks about 17 basic differences between the rich and the poor. And when I say rich, I do not mean those who are rich from family or illegal businesses, but ordinary people who are rich with their hard work and talent. Remember what I mean. When I say poor, I am not saying it to belittle poor people. In fact, I have been poor most of my life with the word poor. I am just referring to their mentality. The first difference is that the rich think big, and the poor think small. Have you ever visited a lot of markets or shops to save 50 to 60 cents or a free hamburger? Did you wait in line for an hour to get it? If you did this, then you have the mentality of a poor person. I'm sorry to say, but let me explain. Of course, saving money while shopping is not a bad thing, but things vary depending on how much you save. Compared to the time you spend on saving 60 cents savings, if you spend an hour to find the cheapest orange to buy, your watch will be worth 60 cents. The rich people do not care about saving 60 cents. They are aware of the value of their time and are constantly thinking of new things they can do, so that 1 hour of theirs is worth $6,000. Two differences: rich people pay according to results. Poor people pay according to time. To be frank, no one cares how much effort you put into something. People only care about results. It doesn't matter if you spent hundreds of hours developing a product for your customer. Do you think they will buy your low-quality product just because you put in a lot of effort? Of course not. The only thing they care about it is the result. If it is good, they will buy it even if you spent a few hours on it. For example, you don't care how much time and effort I spent on this video. If the video is good, you will continue watching it. If it is not, you will click on another video. The fact that I spent more than 100 hours on this video does not change anything. I made a mistake, and that's why I won't spend extra time. It won't change anything. None of this really matters. Let me watch this poor quality video. Because you can't say it took 100 hours to make. It's all about the result, not the effort or time spent. The author says it's real. If you want to know your true worth, work for the result, not the salary. Rich people, they believe in their worth and their ability to deliver results. Poor people don't behave like that. And that's why a steady salary is so important to them. Three differences: rich people consider both options. Poor people only consider one of the two options. Poor people think they don't have enough and can't have it all. Rich people have enough for everyone. You think there are so many things, and you can have anything you really want. Poor people believe in scarcity. Rich people believe in abundance. Do you want a successful career or a close relationship with your family? How about both? Do you want to focus on your work, or do you want to have fun both at the same time? How about it? Do you want a blonde girlfriend or a brunette? How about both? The last one was a joke, but you get the point I'm talking about. Rich people always want both. Poor people choose one. Poor people see the world as a cake and believe that everyone will get a slice, and the cake will soon be over. On the other hand, rich people see the world as a buffet. Poor people believe they have to choose between money and other aspects of life. Is it an obligation to choose between money or happiness? Of course not. Money is important, but happiness is also important. You can have both. Many people are interested in being rich. They have negative emotions. They believe that being rich makes a bad person, so they think they have to choose between being rich and being nice, so they choose to be nice and be broke. You've probably heard someone say that he changed a lot after he became rich, or money changed that person a lot. Money doesn't change a person. I believe money can make you more than you are if you are a kind person. Money will give you the option to help more people. On the other hand, if you are already in, money will make you rich. If you do evil after you become rich, you were bad anyway. Means having money only reveals is the fourth difference. Rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles. Is my favorite. Whenever I come up with a new idea, I share it with people to get feedback. It is very rare to see someone who acknowledges the problems with the idea, but also focuses on the opportunities. It can bring almost all the time. Tons of people tell me how my idea will fail, and that's what poor people think. Rich people constantly see obstacles, risks, and always focus on problems while they focus on opportunities. Poor people make choices based on fear. Their minds are constantly wondering what is wrong or what is likely to go wrong in any given situation. Their first thought is that it won't work, or more often it won't work. I am not saying don't deal with problems. Of course you should deal with problems as they rise, but don't let fear and problems stop you. If you focus on problems, you get problems. If you focus on opportunities, you get opportunities. It's a simple universal law. So, fifth difference: rich people are positive. To summarize, if you want to fly with eagles, you should not swim with ducks. If your goal is to be rich, examine rich people. Hang out with rich and successful people and take them as an example. Do what they do. Read what they read. There is a reason why they are rich. For example, if you want to create a successful YouTube channel, find successful channels in your field and examine what they do, what kind of content they create, how long their videos are, what style they use. If you follow exactly the same steps and have the same mindset, you have a chance of achieving very similar results. People get very angry when I give this advice, and they say, "Do you want me not to imitate others? You mean not to be original? Do you want me to steal other people's works?" No, I'm not saying any of these. For some reason, people these days want to be Mark Zuckerberg and invent the next Facebook. If you're an ordinary person like me, your chances of being successful will increase by modeling successful people. And this, it doesn't mean that you are not original. For example, if you decide to summarize the same book that I just summarized, use the same music, your content will still be unique, because you will use a unique voice and you will have a unique style for narration. Even if you do the same thing, your content will be different from mine. By the way, you probably notice that there are many channels that do the same thing I do, but despite this channel will grow. Please don't get me wrong. I am not trying to brag about myself or tell you guys how great my channel is. The reason I'm talking about myself is to easily relate to you. If I give you an example from Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, it will probably be difficult for you to connect with his story. But we are people trying to improve themselves. Another complaint I hear a lot is that there are no rich people around me. How can I surround myself with rich and successful people? Actually, you don't need to have these. You can just find successful people and read their books or watch their videos to get in shape. You can ask him to hang out with you, but he has tons of videos on the internet and a book. So why don't you read his book or watch his videos? I don't have any rich friends around me. The authors of such books are rich friends. For me, I hang out with them by reading their books, watching their videos and listening to their podcasts. 6 different rich people know what they want, and they are determined to get it. Poor people just want to be rich. Imagine you are hanging out downtown with your friend and you want to eat ice cream in a cone. If your friend approaches the stand and says, "Hello, I want to buy an ice cream. Please give me an ice cream," the seller behind the stand will probably be confused and wonder what kind of ice cream your friend wants. He will ask you if you want ice cream because there are many types of ice cream. This is exactly the same way poor people approach being rich. They just want to be rich, but they have no idea what a rich life is like. If you don't know exactly what you want, then the employee selling the ice cream will give you any ice cream he chooses and you will walk away. Now, imagine saying, "Hello, a bowl of strawberries, a bowl of chocolate sauce and some peanuts, please." If you approach that way, the employee will give you exactly what you want. Rich people don't send mixed signals, only poor people do. The number one reason why most people don't get what they want is because they don't know what they want. You must know what it looks like for you and have a plan to get there. For example, a rich life for me means having the freedom to work wherever I want, whenever I want. I want to be able to take a taxi whenever I want, especially if I am going to an important meeting. I don't like taking public transportation and sweating when I go to a restaurant. Look in the price column first. I want to be able to open the menu and choose what I want without looking at it. I want to be able to take my family on a nice vacation twice a year. I want to be able to help people around me who have financial difficulties. I want to be able to wake up at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday and go for a walk in the park. I want to be able to go to the gym in the middle of the day and come back whenever I want. This is me being rich. My life, and I have a plan on how to get there. Difference. 7 rich people are willing to introduce themselves. Poor people think negatively about it. I want to explain it this way. If you discovered a cure for a disease, would you hide it from someone who has it? I think no. The same way, if you believe that what you are offering can really help people, it is up to you to promote it. It is your responsibility without promoting it. By not promoting it, you are not actually doing anything to people. Maybe the product you are selling is a product that can change my life. But if you do not promote it, I will not have a chance to change my life. Not promoting it is one of the biggest obstacles to success. People who have problems with sales and promotion are usually free of charge. Or how can you create a huge income in your business? If you are not willing to give information about your service, you need to be good at sales and promotion no matter what business you do. There is sales in almost every part of our lives. For example, you are selling when you are trying to persuade your lover to go to a restaurant. Instead of shopping, you are selling when you are trying to persuade your daughter to study. Actually, I'm selling it right now. I'm selling you my video and you're paying for it with your time. You're paying for it with minutes of your life, and I'm not ashamed to sell you my video. I'm not ashamed to promote it. And I ask you to hit the like button and subscribe, because I know the ideas from these types of books can really help you change your mindset. 8 rich people believe in managing their lives. Poor people believe in fate. If you want to be rich, it is important to believe that you are the one behind the wheel. Poor people travel as passengers all their lives. Rich people always sit behind the wheel in the lottery. Have you ever noticed that it is usually poor people who spend a lot of money? In fact, they are pulling someone's hat by choosing a name. They have great hopes that you will give them money, and eventually they will become rich. Ecker also mentions that he normalizes the situation of the poor. They say things like happiness and love are important, not money. This is actually not a correct comparison. Let me ask you a question. Is your leg or your arm important? Probably. How ridiculous is this? You say it's a question. Of course. They are both important. You are absolutely right. Both are equally important. Happiness is also important. Money and love are important. Food and water are also important. Poor people blame others. Being poor is never their fault. It's always others' fault. They always act like a victim. Today, I have 2 cousins who grew up in the same village, go to the same school, have the same teachers, and both have poor parents. One of them is very successful, the other is not. And the most interesting part is that they both use the same reasons for their current situation. My poor cousin blames his failure on the bad education system and his poor parents. He blames the government and the system. Whereas my rich cousin uses the same reasons as a stepping stone to become successful. He says, I knew the education system was bad and my family was poor, so I started educating myself and learning new things. He doesn't blame anyone or anything. Another reason why the poor are poor: when people complain, they focus on the things that are going wrong in their lives. What you focus on grows in your head, so it can go on forever. Different. 9 rich people manage their money well. Poor people manage it badly. Money is just a tool like your computer or your phone. You have to learn to use it. We spend hours learning how to use a computer, but the subject matter, when it comes to money, people ignore it and don't want to pick up a book and learn how money works and how to manage it. I think it's pretty crazy because we rent our lives working 9 to 5 every week to make money, but when it comes to learning how to manage it, a lot of people fail. Poor people's finances. You'd think it would make sense for them to learn the basics about money considering their complaining, but it's just the opposite. Rich people are not smarter than poor people. They just have different and more supportive money habits to master money. You have to manage money. As soon as I have money, I'll start managing my money. As soon as an overweight person loses 20 kilos, it would make sense. It's like saying I'm going to start exercising and dieting. First you start using the money you have properly. Then you'll have more money to run it. If your son can't even hold his bike and maintain it, would you buy him a car? Of course you wouldn't. The same logic applies to the universe and you. The universe tells us, you won't be able to get More until you show that you can deal with what you have. The author says that even if you borrow money to live, you need to learn how to manage that money. More importantly, it is very important to make it a habit. By exercising money management muscles, it is very important to create the habit first. For example, your goal is to do squats with 100 kilos every morning. If you want to go to the gym, you must learn to lift your 1 kilo blanket before lifting 100 kilos. If you do not have the habit of lifting the blanket and getting out of bed, there is no way to achieve your goal. The author recommends opening 5 separate accounts to manage your money well: investment account, game account, education account, tax account, and expense account. 10% of your after-tax income. This is the account that will create the golden egg layer. Ecker also recommends that you put an equal amount into your gaming account. The money in the gaming account should be spent on fun activities at the end of the month. You should spend this money in a way that will help you feel rich and happy. If you always keep saving, sooner or later the late fun-seeking side of you will sabotage your other accounts. Please remember that this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. Difference 10. Rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller. The secret to success is not to avoid your problems or try to get rid of them. The secret is to improve yourself and become bigger than any problem. It doesn't matter whether you are rich or poor. You will always face problems in life. The size of the problem is never the real problem. It is your size that matters. The bigger the problems you can handle, the bigger the tasks you can handle, the bigger the responsibility you take on, the more work you can handle, and the more you can handle it, you can deal with a lot of money. The things we call problems are actually just situations. We turn them into problems. Some people make it a problem, while others are not even affected by it. How can the exact same situation be a problem for one person and not a problem for the other? It depends on the person's approach. It depends on you all day long. You can get depressed and complain, or you can use your free time to protect your own business. Difference. 11. Rich people are excellent buyers. Poor people are bad buyers. A poor buyer is a person who cannot receive well. What does it mean to receive praise, compliments, money, gifts, and many other things? Many of us receive such things. We have a hard time receiving it. The author says we are conditioned like this growing up. We heard things like, "This is wrong, you are not doing right, what have you done?" All of these phrases reinforce the feeling of inadequacy. Not feeling good enough is a reason why we are poor receivers. From now on, take everything that someone offers you. If someone tells you you look good, say thank you. Instead of "No, I look terrible today," say thank you. It's that simple. Just say thank you and take your compliment. Ecker says, "It's very funny, but when I was broke and I saw a penny on the ground, I would never bend so much to pick up a penny. I'm rich now, but I take anything that looks like money. Then I give a good luck kiss and say out loud, I'm a penny, I'm a money magnet. Thank you, thank you. I say thank you." Difference. 12. Rich people play to make money. Poor people have a hard time winning. Teams that always defend and don't attack to avoid losing. Unfortunately, most people play the economy game defensively, where their primary concern is to survive instead of attacking for wealth and abundance. Poor people, they just want to have enough money to pay their bills. Intention is actually a very important thing, and if your intention is just to have enough money to pay the bills, guess what will happen? This is exactly how much you will get. You have to aim high. If you aim for the stars, you can hit the moon. The author says if your aim is to be comfortable, you will never get rich. You won't be able to be. But if your goal is to be rich, you will be very comfortable. Difference. 13. Rich people make their money work hard for them. Poor people work hard for their money. Ecker, I agree that you should work for your money, but for rich people, this is only momentary. For poor people, this is an endless cycle. Rich people work hard for their money. He believes that you have to work hard before you can get it. Also, the harder you work for your money, the less work you have to do. The first goal should be to achieve financial freedom as soon as possible. Ecker defines financial freedom in a simple way: financial freedom without having to work or depending on someone else for money. Desire it is to be able to live the lifestyle you want. How is this possible? You need passive income. When your passive income covers your expenses, you become financially free. Many people cannot distinguish between being rich and being financially free. They think that to be financially free, you have to be rich first, but this approach is not right. Financial freedom comes first, because it is easier and faster to do. Let me ask you a question. Is it easier to climb a ladder with only 10 steps or a ladder with 1,000 steps? Of course. Isn't it easier to climb the ladder with 10 steps? Using this analogy, being financially free is as much easier as climbing the ladder with 10 steps and becoming rich. We can say that it is like climbing a stepladder. First, the easier target, try and be financially free. When you have passive income and do not have to work for anyone, you can use this free time to become rich. Ecker said in his seminar that if one of his students rents a house and moves to a cheaper place, the passive income he earns from rent is, he says he realized that it would be enough to cover all his expenses and even save some money, and Ecker did exactly that. He rented his house. He moved to a cheaper and simpler place and became financially free. Only then he started to build his business and become rich. So first of all, focus on the 10-step ladder and create enough passive income so you don't have to work for someone. Once you've taken care of that, you can think about the rest. There are two main sources of passive income, making money work for you. This includes investment earnings from financial instruments such as stocks, bonds, or other assets that appreciate in value. This is a business model that works for a business in order for a business to work and bring you income. It requires you to generate ongoing income from businesses where you do not have to work. Personally, the simplest example of this would be real estate difference. 14 rich people focus on their net income. Poor people focus on their salaries. What is a common question people ask when it comes to money? How much salary do you earn? The question of what is your net income was rarely asked. People who talk like this are a minority. Wealth is measured not by working income but by net worth. To find out your net worth, all you have to do is add the value of everything you own, including cash and investments such as stocks, bonds, and real estate, along with the present value of your business. If your house belongs to you, subtract all your debts from it. Net worth is considered the ultimate measure of wealth, because what you own can be converted into cash if necessary. After calculating your net worth, draw a vertical line on a page, put a 0 at the bottom of the line and write the net worth you want at the beginning of the line. Let us say $1 million. Then put your current net worth in this line and see how far you are in your desired amount. From time to time, let's say every month or 3 months, check this line and update accordingly. Even if you are currently at 0 or negative, I would recommend you to do this exercise, because what is observed will improve the difference. 15 rich people overcome their fears. Poor people let fear stop them. Ecker talks about the formula of manifestation in the book. According to this formula, thoughts produce emotions, emotions lead to actions, and actions lead to results. For example, you think of a bagel. Then this creates a feeling of longing for the bagel. Then you go to the bakery to buy a bagel. If this process is repeated over and over, you will gain weight. Thoughts and feelings are a part of your inner world. Being overweight is a part of your outer world. Your actions are the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. If you don't take action, your thoughts and feelings about being rich are useless. Many people read such books to become rich, but most of them not taking action and applying what you have learned. The important thing is not how many books you read, but how much you apply. Reading but not taking action is like looking at her photo on Instagram all day, instead of opening up to the girl you like. If our actions have an important role in achieving success, what prevents us from doing these actions? Fear, doubt, and anxiety. It is one of the most common obstacles to not only success, but happiness. One of the biggest differences between rich and poor people is that rich people are willing to take action even if they are afraid and uncomfortable. Poor people let fear stop them. They don't want to feel uncomfortable. If you're willing to do what's comfortable, life will be uncomfortable. But do what's uncomfortable, life will be quite comfortable if you are willing. Fear and discomfort should not stop you. Fear is a product of the mind. your mind is a fear detector. It is not a success detector. The moment you start doing something disturbing, your mind produces dozens of terrible excuses to stop you. Our mind writes the biggest fear scenarios. Training and managing your own mind is something you can have. It is the most important skill if you want to learn how to control your mind. I recommend you start meditating and read the book called The Power of Now, which I summarized on this channel. There is also a video about managing your fears that I discussed while summarizing Davidson's book, called Big Thinking Magic. I'm adding the links to both videos as a link in the description section. Different 16 rich people are constantly learning and growing. Poor people think they already know. The most dangerous words are "I know this." He says he knows something. How do you know? Here is the answer. If you are alive, you know. Otherwise, you have heard or read or talk about it, but you do know. Frankly, unless you are rich and happy, there are still many things you can learn. For example, money, success, and life. Think about this. If you are not as successful as you want to be, it means there is something you do not know. If you are not rich, there are many new things you need to learn and apply. It is not possible to repeat the same things and expect different results. Difference 17. Rich people admire rich and successful people. Poor people, they resent rich and successful people. When I was in high school, there was a very rich man, and whenever I saw him passing through our neighborhood with his new Mercedes car, I heard many negative stories about his luxurious life. When I asked them what he was doing to earn money, no one could give me a definite answer, but almost everyone said that he was doing something illegal. He assumed that he was a bad person. A few years later, while doing my internship, I had the chance to talk to this person and learned that he spent most of his childhood in poverty, and this motivated him to work harder. And at the end of the story, he became the CEO. After getting to know him and listening to his life story, I learned that poor people often take credit for other people's success. I noticed that you were looking at me with jealousy and envy. I have just explained the last difference. Please share the lessons you learned from this video with us in the comments. If this video helped you, do not forget to like the video. Your likes help the channel a lot and motivate me to summarize more books. Thank you for watching.